Today, we're going to make basically the most incredible roasted or pan roasted potatoes ever. These are goose fat roasted potatoes, something that a lot of people probably won't get to try. You can use duck fat too here. And so a lot of people are, some people are going to roast a goose for the holidays. You can take the fat from the bird, from the pan that the bird is roasting in, but that's not the most exact way to do it, and it's easy to overcook the fat and make it taste burnt. So what you want to do is take all the fat from the bird and add a little water after you cut the fat into pieces, and then bake that in an oven at about 325 to 350. And you can see I'm just kind of breaking it up here at the halfway point, and you'll see the fat is opaque. Once the fat is nice and clear, then you're going to strain it, and once it is all chilled, it should be like basically nice and white and creamy and spreadable at room temperature with a nice mild flavor. Should not taste burnt. Now with the potatoes, this is super important. You can do this a number of different ways. You can use roasted potatoes, like baked potatoes, or here I'm going to steam them, or you can just boil them. So here I have some roasted potatoes, and we want to take the skin off. That's going to create more surface area to become brown and crisp after the potatoes are cooked. And we're just going to peel the skin off, with a paring knife, or a small bird beak knife is what I really like for these, but we want to take the skin off. You could leave the skin on, but it's just not quite as good. And we want to cook the potatoes first so that they don't soak up as much oil. Then we're going to cut the potatoes into, nice, reasonably large bite-sized pieces about an inch thick there. So just cut those into bite-sized pieces. Now to cook them in a pan for pan roasted potatoes, you can see I'm melting the fat there. And this is a nice little cast iron pan. And we're just going to put the potatoes in. And then you're going to turn the heat, up to medium high, and you're going to put a little color on them. Season them with a little salt, and eventually they're going to get a little color on the bottom. You can give them a nice toss. And then we're going to put them into the oven. 400 to 425 or a little bit more is totally fine. And while the potatoes are cooking, this is optional. We'll crush a clove of garlic and, mince that really, really fine. A pinch of salt as an abrasive. We're just basically making some persillade here, which is minced garlic and parsley. This is totally optional, just something you can do while the potatoes are cooking quickly. They're totally fine, just cooked with, nothing more than a little bit of salt. But I'm just mincing garlic and parsley there until it is really, really fine. This is also good, mixed with sauteed mushrooms or other roasted vegetables like root vegetables. But you can see I got that really fine. Now look at the really nice color that we got. You're going to get color like this from cooking them in a pan. You can put them back on the heat after they come out of the oven to really get them, as crisp as possible. Take them off the heat, toss in a little bit of that persillade. The aroma is so nice when the garlic hits the pan. And then you serve them up. Just look at the great color on those. So you can also cook these in an oven as well, and I'll go over that just really briefly here. So your second option, just roasting them. This is good for larger batches. The pan roasting is, you have to use smaller batches for that. But here I'm going to add a couple rosemary sprigs and a couple crushed cloves of garlic, just whole. And I'll drizzle a little bit of the fat on and just toss them there. And so you can just do this on a baking sheet. And we're just going to cook them at 400 to 425 until they're nice and golden brown. So that's how you cook a larger amount. You can see that you still get some nice color on there. But there you go. Just a quick breakdown of how to make potatoes with goose fat or duck fat. The full recipe is on my website. There's a link at the top of the video description for that. Thanks for watching.